Give us just a minute.
Okay. So tonight, it's been a while since I've done a Facebook or TikTok live. I'm going to start doing them regularly. I'm now in our Southern Command outpost. And you got to figure out where that is. Southern Utah, or is it in Arizona, or is it in Florida, or where is it? So I'm just here doing this video for tonight. Or doing this Facebook and TikTok live. I'm going to talk about fibromyalgia, how to resolve it in 23 steps. And if you do what I say, if you have fibromyalgia, indeed have it, you should get dramatically better, like up to 99.8% resolution. I can't cure it. It's a genetic disorder, and we'll talk about how that is and why that is here in a minute. So if you doubt me, doubt what I'm saying, or ever wonder who I am or what I'm about, look at my Google reviews, Dan Purser, MD, and especially those on fibro and migraines. I see a lot of what I call copper migraines. Out of the 203 migraine patients I've last seen, 202 had copper migraines. So I think it's more common than anyone knows. So you're really having a different version of fibro. There's a migraine version and a total body version, and almost the two never cross. So, but they're caused by the same problems. So don't forget to look at my Google reviews. Are we ready to roll?
Yep, we're live
23
everywhere.
steps. Okay. Why did I do this? Well, my wife, who'd been married about 6 months, I caught her crying in bed one night. Now I was like, "What's the matter? You're like perfect. Why? What a great thing to say to a new wife, huh?" And she's like, "I have fibromyalgia," and like a lot of physicians, I had a really bad opinion and taste in my mouth about fibromyalgia. I thought it was remember a Western physician. I've learned the error of my ways, though. But she said, "I have really severe fibromyalgia and it's really bad tonight." I said, "Are you taking pain meds?" I really became alarmed. She's like, "No, I take ibuprofen. Some days I'll take 20 a day because it hurts so bad." And I'm like, "Really?" And I really loved Denise and really felt for her. And I thought, she's always been completely honest with me, and I knew she's a really good person. And I said, "I'm going to figure this out. I want to figure this out." I really, really dug into it to try and figure this out. So, and now she's pain-free and loves it. Call her and ask her. Denise, who helps at the front desk and runs my practice. Number 2, did I come up with the copper toxicity theory on fibro? Actually, I didn't. The naturopaths kind of figured that out in advance. How they did that, I have no idea. But they'd give patients molybdenum and occasionally even boron, and they'd get a lot better. They knew that molybdenum did something to help you detox from copper. But from what I could tell, they didn't quite know why. Maybe some did, maybe some do, because it helps the ceruloplasmin function more appropriately. It's really a genetic disorder affecting your ceruloplasmin. I'll dig further into that as we go through the list. So number three. This is I made a list because no way is I going to get through this all by memory. This is completely cure fibro forever. No, I can't cure fibro. Neither can you, but you can resolve it with a few changes in your diet and adding maybe a few supplements as needed. You can get dramatic improvement on my Facebook page, and we're going to talk more and more about that as we go through this. It's called End Fibromyalgia with Natural Options. You need to join it if you have fibromyalgia and are wondering what you can do. I set that up so people could get free help. And 7,000 people, a few hundred of them see me as a physician, but 7,000 people right now have gotten their fibromyalgia dramatically improved by just doing what the people would tell you to do on that website, on that Facebook page. They'll jump all over it. But I'm going to tell you tonight, so you don't need to go there, and you can get stuff out of the TikTok store too, so that we develop for fibro. But I can't cure fibromyalgia. I can just dramatically improve it, or I can help you dramatically improve it. It's your work, not mine, that's going to do this. So, what is the root cause? Number 4, what is the root cause of fibromyalgia? In my opinion, it's a copper malabsorption problem, and you can't get rid of the copper, So you get a copper overload. So it's a copper malabsorption and overload problem. And you can prove this to yourself. I'll explain how in a minute, but it's really by getting on a low copper diet that I can tell you how to get. And when you get about 80-90% better after about 4 weeks, you'll be going, man, he's right. Purser's right. Yeah, that's how everyone finds out. And then they realize they want to get rid of the last 10 or 20 or 30% of their symptoms. So number 5, why is there a copper overload in some people but not in others? It's a ceruloplasmin dysfunction caused by genetics. Ceruloplasmin means copper boat. It's how you move copper and zinc around in your body into and out of cells. And genetic problems with NAT2 and some other genetics. MTHFR is a big piece of this puzzle. So MTHFR, NAT2, and glutathione SNPs, even SOD2 and 3, especially SOD3 SNPs, cause this. So, and actually, I think SOD2 is a copper zinc SOD, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so I think SOD2 plays a big part of this. SOD2 is superoxide dismutase too. It causes a lot of inflammation if you can't make it.
Real quick on ceruloplasmin, I was looking up the name of ceruloplasmin, where it comes from.
It's Latin for copper.
Yeah, cerulo, Latin for copper, in the plasma of the blood. Right. But also the cerulean color that copper would have as well is kind of where that came from too.
Well, we named it cerulean, I forget.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun breaking down.
Ceruloplasmin really means, I think, a better definition is copper boat. It ferries the copper and zinc around.
Yeah, very cool.
So, this is Jackson, my sidekick. Little Jackson's grown up. So, I've been working with him since he's like 12.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Okay, what does fibromyalgia feel like, and what are the symptoms? Almost always, it starts with stiffness in your head, neck, shoulder, upper shoulder region. That's the number one symptom that everyone agrees with. Almost everyone. It also can cause severe migraines, even daily migraines. Really bad headaches. They usually call them visual migraines. They're copper migraines. And if you want to know if you can relieve those and you got them and there's been no help or hope, get on the low copper diet. Well, I'll tell you how to get that in a minute. But it's mostly in your posterior neck, shoulders, and upper spine. Though it can occur everywhere and anywhere. What's really bad, I'll get in your arms, your hands. At night, you'll lay there and just hurt, throbbing. You can't figure out why. All over. You can have trigger points in your shoulders, back. They've tried all kinds of things, antivirals, all this. Well, here's how you treat it. We have a 98.2% improvement, 99.8 almost, I think, improvement in those people on that. What was the number? Do you remember? When we did that poll on our Facebook page.
Yeah, it was over 98%. You're
right. That had improvement, dramatic improvement in their symptoms.
Yeah.
So if you want that, get on the low copper diet, take a few other supplements. You can take molybdenum boron if you want to, or we've made it into a product. We'll talk about that more later. What other problems does the copper overload cause? Well, the migraines, mild to severe migraines, they call them ocular migraines. These can be irregular, daily, and constant. These headaches vary according to your genetics and your copper intake. Also, there's a 7-fold increased risk of dementia with fibromyalgia. Copper is a heavy metal. It is poisonous in your nerves and brain. So, of course, it can cause dementia. So, 8, is there a deeper cause or component to fibromyalgia than just copper overload? What causes the overload? Well, I said it's 4 genetic SNPs, NAT2, CBS. I'm going to throw in MTRR too, but CBS for sure. MTHFR, glutathione SNPs, and SOD. So SOD SNPs, and like GSTP1, GTX, GMX, stuff like that for glutathione. The NAT2 and NAT1 SNPs help cause the ceruloplasmin problem. CBS shuts down your transsulfuration pathway and will massively increase your homocysteine level, which can cause really severe inflammation and really bother make your fibromyalgia seem a lot worse, or maybe even be some of the root causes of it. And the way you get rid of that inflammation is with glutathione. You watch some of my other videos, see how that's done, why the research shows that happens. So, CBS is nasty. Ben Lynch and all those guys say it's the worst of the worst app because it'll blow up your homocysteine. You can't bring it down. Well, so MTRR, so will GGH, SNPs. If you have a imputed NuTracker or complete NuTracker, complete look, see if you have any of those. Also, the number of NAT2s. And you want to know the more severe cases of fibro I've seen have really severe MTHFR. They'll have 16, 17, 18, 20, 23 methylation SNPs, including homozygous C677T or compound heterozygous MTHFR, or homozygous F1298C usually, but not so much as the C677T. Why is zinc, number 10, why is zinc part of fibromyalgia? Zinc deficiencies also worsen ceruloplasmin function and cause another big problem. Copper and zinc are directly side by side on the periodic table of elements. Go look at it. And if your body can't get enough zinc, it'll grab copper because it looks almost the same. So that's what causes the copper toxicity, lack of zinc. So you want to make sure your zinc levels are good and your intracellular zinc levels filled. So when your body can't make enough zinc or get enough zinc, can't get enough zinc, not make it. Can't get enough zinc, it'll also affect your thyroid production, your insulin receptor functionality, testosterone, hormone production in general. You'll look like you have PCOS, stuff like that. So 11, cysteine and glutathione have an impact on fibromyalgia? Yeah. Cysteine has a big impact because you make glutathione from that. Glutathione is the master super antioxidant. Do you have a pen?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, so let's say this is, I'm not going to do a very good job. I'm going to use my finger. This is a white blood cell. It'll grab ceruloplasmin. Here's ceruloplasmin. And ceruloplasmin will then grab the glutathione and use it to grab copper and zinc and everything else to move it into and out of the cell. Ceruloplasmin is the transport molecule for copper. And when it doesn't work, that's how you get fibromyalgia. So also it affects the transsulfuration pathway. Not having CBS or having certain deficiencies like B6, B12, B9, all those kind of things. They'll affect your transsulfuration pathway. Without a transsulfuration pathway, you cannot convert homocysteine to glutathione. And so there's a big depletion in your glutathione production. And so you're going to tend to get a lot more copper and other heavy metals building up. Glutathione, say you get rid of all that stuff. And you have a problem with fibromyalgia, you're going to be low in glutathione. So we developed our first oral version of glutathione that actually had a patent and works. We saw the patents and works for fibromyalgia, actually. So number 12, how do I test for copper overload? There's a formula called the NCC. You could check it. I just don't do it much anymore because it's expensive. It's around $500 now to check the copper, serum zinc, serum copper, and ceruloplasmin levels. Then there's a formula you put it through. And if you're greater than 20% on question number 7, then in that formula, that process, then you have copper overload. And I see people with 21 or 22 or 23% having noticeable fibromyalgia symptoms. If they're in the 50s, you're going to be bedridden. So there's just no reason to do it anymore because the easiest way to tell if you have a high NCC or non-ceruloplasmin bound copper level, which is what NCC stands for, is to get on a low copper diet. If the next 4 weeks you're like, I feel amazing. Yeah, your copper was really high. Now it's not. So your NCC was definitely high at that point. Another option is just, well, I don't know. You could just try. The best way to do it is just a low copper diet. I was going to say, you really try hard to avoid copper, but better to look at that diet. So that diet, you can get at that Facebook page, End Fibromyalgia with Natural Options. You can join, download it, it's free.
Yeah, on Facebook, Lois did share the link right to the private group as well. So to make sure to jump on there.
So anyone can get it.
Anyone can go request to join.
And they update it because they all vote on it on a regular basis.
Yep.
They're really, the 7,000 people get to vote on now what goes on and off that diet. When I created that page, I put 5 things on that diet. I'll tell you the biggies are nuts, peanut butter, cashews, almonds, stuff like that. Super high in copper. Avocados, guacamole.
Yeah. Can I talk about my experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
This is Jackson, Denise's oldest son, and all of her kids, all six of her kids have fibromyalgia.
Yeah, all of us do. Based on our MTHFR genetics and the other ones, we all have varying degrees of fibromyalgia. And so for me, I always wanted to work out and be active, but I could never recover. Every time I do anything, my muscles would just hurt for days and days and days, and I could never get over it. And so I would always be eating avocado. My mom's Mexican, and so avocado was always a staple for us, and peanuts and peanut butter, all that. No. And so definitely, that was one of the first things we did, was just cut those foods out, even just for a little while. Just cut it out, cut out sugar, and you drastically improve. That was definitely my experience. And then we added the other supplements that we're going to talk about, the glutathione and the other molybdenum support. Adding that all together to help detox and to just help live. And that's when I finally was able to flip. And I was able to lose a bunch of weight, finally be active and work out. And now I still do work out every single day.
How do you feel now? How much does your fiber ever bother you?
Every now and again, I'll get a flare. And so that's one thing. It's something you will deal with forever. But I am 95% better than I ever was. And so when I do have something, I'm able to bounce back really quickly, handle a flare really quickly, and just keep on going.
Did you ever have migraines from it or anything?
Not really migraines, no.
Yeah, either you do or you don't. You're either the copper migrainers or the full-blown fibromyalgia. I don't know which is worse.
Yeah.
The migraines are horrible.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun to get them better because they're like, oh, you saved my life. Thank you. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackson. Okay. Number 13. How do you deal with fibromyalgia and the chronic fatigue the patients all get? How do I deal with it? Well, we get the vitamin panel, intracellular vitamin panel. You're going to have a set number of deficiencies, certain deficiencies on there that are caused by your genetics. That test looks at intracellular levels, so it's really all about your genetics causing your deficiencies. And it's just the same pattern over and over again with all these fibro cases. So it's usually stuff that'll affect your pseudoplasmin level, oddly enough. That's NAT2 doing its dirty work, and MTHFR doing its dirty work. So you deal with those deficiencies, the chronic fatigue, and or they call it myalgic encephalomyelitis now. Good Lord. Crazy name.
Fun tongue twister.
Yeah, really. And you just get dramatically better. I mean, like Jackson said, you think it's 95% or higher?
I mean, just because I'm not as careful with some of the foods now. Yeah, and I know I do it to myself. When I'm perfect in the way I eat, no problems whatsoever. That's when I do great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to test for these genetic errors or SNPs? For years we've been doing, I don't know, the NuTracker. I have switched recently. I finally found a better test. It's quicker. It gives me more results than the NuTracker did. That's the problem I was having. The NuTracker took 8 to 10 weeks to get the results back. I do like Ancestry.com or MyHeritage or 23andMe. 23andMe kept getting hacked. So I'm switching to MaxGen. It's never been hacked. It takes 2 weeks to get the results back. It's fairly reasonable. And you get it in a bundle now. I think the bundle is going to be $600 for me to go through all the details, create your book, create your guide, go through everything you've got missing, how it impacts you. But that's the test you want. Get it from our website, MaxGen. And it's just a lot quicker than doing the NuTracker. You can still do the NuTracker, but it's not as good, anywhere as good. And you still got to buy my time.
Yeah, the MaxGen, it's not quite available on the website yet, but it will be coming very, very soon.
Like the next day or two.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So the problem is with fibromyalgia, your transsulfuration pathway usually is really screwed up. So you're not converting this horribly inflammatory homocysteine to glutathione. And that's what you do all day long. Your glutathione goes back to homocysteine. Homocysteine, the waste product, goes back to glutathione, which is the savior product. It'll save your bacon and save your life. And keep you from a lot of pain. Also, SNOD genetics, PMT SNPs, because it affects your liver. MTRR, we talked about, and MTHR stuff is all in the Max Gen. It's really detailed.
So
You
cool.
get the best I've seen.
It's so cool. One thing I want to talk about, even the basics of what the transsulfuration pathway, what that even means for a lot of people.
That's how you detox.
Yes, but even getting down to a more basic level, all the nutrients that we take, everything that's listed on a supplement bottle or what's in foods, they're all certain versions of the vitamins and minerals on there. And so sometimes those versions are exactly what your body needs, and other times your body has to process them through enzymatic processes or other ways, using bacteria in your gut. And so that's how you can become toxic on certain stuff. If you get too much of something your body really can't handle and process.
There's only a few vitamins that cause toxicity. B6 seems to be a big hot topic lately. But then they're treating high homocysteine levels with mega doses of B6 and ignore all that.
Yeah.
So what's the truth?
I don't know. Yeah. Because it's just like you always look at. You look at the wide spectrum of what other deficiencies are you dealing with. We got to work around with all of them.
The CMA we do, the vitamin panel we do, looks at 100 different vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants. So it's really helpful. It's really helpful to put these pieces together. Is it critical? No. If you get by on the diet and have some molybdenum and boron, it may take care of your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just avoid the high copper foods.
Yeah.
The real nasties. You'll be able to eat some of it. You can't eat a lot of them. You'll find out how little you can eat of some of the things you really love, but you're not giving it all up forever, just for 3 or 4 months. 15. This sounds pricey and sketchy. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Is there a cheaper way to know if I have a copper overload fibromyalgia before I spend a lot of money? Yes. Get on the low copper diet. It's free. Do it. I always tell patients to do that first. Go to the End Fibromyalgia with Natural Options Facebook page and download that low copper diet. Is it on our website too?
Yeah, if they go to danpursermd.com/fibromyalgia, they should have.
Yeah, you can just do that too. You don't have to join that page. Just download the low copper diet from where Jackson said, you'll know. Most patients know, they're like, oh my God, I improved 70% in 4 weeks. I'm in. I want to get rid of this. So they realize there's hope. Instead of being fed a bunch of bumpkus, a bunch of crapola, try the low copper diet first and see how well you get. About right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
16. Tell me more about this fibromyalgia Facebook page. I said enough. It's interesting. Read the quotes on there from the survivors or people who've gotten dramatically better. There's literally hundreds of them now. Hundreds. And Lois Schweigert runs it for us. She was bedridden for nearly 30 years with fibromyalgia. And now she's normal, lives a fairly normal life. Again, she's about like you. She doesn't follow perfectly, but she tries 95% better. She's not bedridden. She goes to yoga and stuff like that.
You talk about that with your patients sometimes. A lot of us that have had these chronic illnesses, we've never known what normal should feel like.
Yeah, you don't.
You learn to balance and you learn to just get by with what you can. But there's a much better way for most of us.
Well, you should improve 60-80% on the diet alone.
Yeah.
I've seen a little 20 or 40, but they get the point. They're like, I got to be tighter. I got to do a better job. I'm like, do that. Get on it really well. Then we'll start adding the supplements.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's so many people, even when they start with just doing like a low carb, high protein diet, or just a low inflammatory food diet. I mean, that's excellent steps towards that as well. Getting rid of the copper in all of your supplements and everything else is just the next step for those fibro people for sure. Yeah.
Then you can do a lot more things. You go out, walk long walks. You could go on really strict diets if you want. Being on the copper diet strict enough, it's pretty hard.
That was one of the things for me is I went skiing one day and then went to the gym right after. And for me, like just looking back to just a year or a couple years prior, there was no way I could ever do that. Just be that active in one day. And I was like, this is amazing.
Now you're married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got
Living a good life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you live in the Southern Command Post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, heavily armed. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, 17. I've heard most Americans are low in copper. This could be dangerous. They want me to respond to this. I see that all the time. People are like, no, most people are low in copper. Now, if you have fibromyalgia, you're not low in copper. The NCC will show you're definitely not low in copper. I may look it, but if you run it through that formula, you don't know. If you're having symptoms, your serum levels, free serum levels of copper are going to be super high. So they're wrong. So I looked at really 7,000, 10,000 fibro patients more, probably over the years, and they all have copper toxicity issues. 18. So the slow copper diet sounds brutal. Do I have to follow it forever? No. 3 or 4 months, and then kind of follow it. You'll find out what you can and can't eat. Your danger foods, you'll figure that out. You should avoid them.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You want to live without pain, avoid the danger foods and avoid high copper foods and take your supplements. I don't even know if I get the supplements in here. I think I do. Oh, yeah, I do. What does MTHFR have to do with fibromyalgia? The worse the MTHFR, the worse the fibro. I don't know why that is. Why? Does it have more to do with that too? Yeah, I always thought it did, but it doesn't. The worse the MTHFR, like if you have 20 or 25 SNPs on your MaxGen or your NutriHacker imputed, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're gonna have bad MTHFR if you have fibro at all. You're gonna have bad fibro if you have bad MTHFR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have that new MTHFR daily. We developed it as our first iteration. Our first iteration was called MTHFR what?
The very first one was MTHFR support.
Yeah, and then it became MTHFR Renew and Endure. This was Endure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really the Endure version. I finally get to add a few more things. It's our third iteration. We're coming out with Boost, MTHFR Booster this week, maybe?
No, not this week. It's finally being made this week.
Okay, so a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And those you add on top of that one.
Yep. Yeah. For
Now,
those
some of
who
my
need more.
patients are taking 2 or 3 of these
Yeah.
today.
So there's several methylated vitamins in that one, as well as just the overall support that any of the MTHFR people need. And so then the MTHFR booster gives even more.
Yep. So some of my people have 30 or 29, 28, 27, 25 SNPs.
Real
We'll
quick,
take,
can we do a comparison to like what Gary Brecka does with their 10X system when they look at 5 genes, which are important genes.
I'm looking at everything.
Yeah. But they try to prescribe everyone the exact same thing based off of only looking at 5 things, where everyone is different. Everyone's going to need a little bit different, tweaked supplement.
Yeah, and our MTHFR daily doesn't work in everyone. Sorry, I'm shaking my leg and the camera's rocking. It's not an earthquake. So I believe that that everyone's different. You're going to need different amounts for everyone.
Yeah.
1 out of 100 people cannot take our MTHFR daily, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's nice, too. We did the 4 capsule dose on it. So even if you can try it, just a small dose, 1 capsule at a time.
Right.
See if it works for you.
Yep. Pretty good. 20. Getting close to the end, kids. Why and how does reduced glutathione help you with fibromyalgia? Again, white blood cells use ceruloplasmin to grab glutathione, to grab copper and zinc and move it around, and also remove any other heavy metals. The glutathione is sticky and stinky, not our new capsules. Do we put a little flavoring in there or anything?
There's nothing. Yeah.
Just get no taste.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good technology we turned to on that matched ours. So, and they have patents on it, so it's good. We're protected.
Yeah, our VARS system.
Yeah, they validated it.
Yeah.
So, so we do the VARS stand. So I developed the first topical. I helped develop the first topical glutathione, at USC with Nayan Patel and Shin Tron, their PhD pharmacologists at USC. They're on our pituitary team down there. And we became really good friends. We're always trying to make the first functional glutathione. Is that 300-year-old math problem. It was really a 50-year-old pharmacologic problem that no one could solve. And it was probably more like 70 years old at that point. And no one could figure out how to make a glutathione that actually worked. There were 70 on Amazon. But I think there were 50 back then, but there's 70 now. And just, they don't work. Not the way they should be working, which is amazing. Look at Gary Brecka's interview of Nayan Patel from about, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my buddy. And Gary Brecka, I think, probably doesn't like me that much because of my reaction video I did to him. But he's an interesting guy. Thank God he's doing what he's doing because he's bringing a lot of focus on MTHFR and other stuff. And it's helped us a lot. Probably helped him a lot. But I still don't think he likes me. I don't think he knew that Nayan Patel and I have done a lot of big projects together. And Nayan helped me and Gary Young develop Persistence Plus and several other products for Young Living and other products for other companies. So and stuff we make and distribute. So Nayan's my buddy, so a good friend. Yeah. And then I developed the first oral form of glutathione that worked. So, and I had my VARS system, which is I developed it when we developed the topical version with Nayan. They called theirs Glutaryl, Glutaryl, made by Auro Pharmaceuticals in La Habra. That's the Eternal Youth that we sell. And we do sell it for a little bit discounted price compared to what they sell it for. But look at our Eternal Youth if you don't want to take our oral capsules. But our oral capsules are the best in the world. And they work really well, and we're able to make them more cheaply than our liquid. You don't have a taste problem, and they work really well.
So real quick, glutathione for fibromyalgia. Again, at the very base, why do you need glutathione?
Helps you detox. Helps you get rid of heavy metals. But more importantly, helps you move copper around.
Yeah.
That's really what it does. So we had to develop it.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we're forced to for the fibromyalgia study was doing. So also we developed a product called Copper Balance. I don't know if I get into Copper Balance. That's how you activate your ceruloplasmin. 21. How do you activate or reactivate your ceruloplasmin since it's so important? Well, we have a ceruloplasmin support product. We got patents on it, U.S. patents. We're going to use it as a FDA-approved medical food, but they got rid of that category about 3 years ago. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
So Copper Balance helps your ceruloplasmin. It kind of fills in all the potential dead spots. So it kind of covers a lot of the vitamin deficiencies you'll have with fibro if we check your CMA. So Copper Balance helps your ceruloplasmin work.
Yeah.
Helps you move stuff in and out of your cells, the copper. This CMA we do does look at intracellular copper levels. I see a lot of low or seriously low intracellular copper, and they will have bad fiber when we see that.
Yeah, so that's what you'll see is in the blood serum, they'll have very high levels of copper.
But inside the cells, they're very low.
Yeah. It's
not getting it. But that's how I figured out that it wasn't indeed a copper, and then I had a problem, which we kind of already knew, but that surprised me, those results when I first saw them years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this copper not getting into the cells where it belongs? Where does most of its work? Why is it floating around in your serum causing toxicity issues?
Yeah, buildups around your body.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts, yeah. So the basics of what you need to do is basically reduce your copper intake. Because your body has to process everything that it has already. Yeah. When you're continually adding more to it, it just gets more and more built up over decades. Yeah. So lower your intake, then help your body process what it already has by using Copper Balance, using glutathione, even helping your MTHFR. That all helps your detox pathways, helps your homocysteine normalize, all of it, while also helping inflammation, widespread inflammation too. And so then from there, you're already doing the low copper diet. There, you just live life. get back to doing what you love, right?
Right. Here's our bars glutathione capsules.
Mm-hmm.
16 a bottle.
Yep, 60.
And they're really high doses. Works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Copper balance.
Also 60.
Yeah, if you're really sick, you have a bad flare. I know what my wife does. She'll keep this and this in her purse, and she eats the wrong food. We go out to a Mexican restaurant or somewhere where she really wants to try something and slathers on a lot of guacamole. Oh my gosh! I'm like, are you okay with that? She's like, I'm good, but by the time we get to the car, if she's hurting, she'll take 8 copper balance with a big dose of water, and then 4 or 5 of these bars glutathione capsules.
Yeah.
And she gets really, really good fibro symptom resolution by morning for sure, but usually within a couple hours. If you get in a flare, don't stay with it. Get out of it.
Yeah. No, me last night, that was exactly it. I had like a shrimp pasta at dinner. And it was nailing me already, just only an hour or two afterwards.
Yeah, shrimp or lobsters will really get you.
Yeah, so I did I had the lobster bisque with the shrimp pasta. Yeah,
Right.
So I was nailing myself for sure. But that's exactly what I did. Took 4 copper balance and some glutathione. Went to sleep. Totally good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Number 22. Wow, can I just stop my pain meds and fibro meds now? No. This stuff does really work if you do everything we've suggested and get the people to guide you more. Either Denise at my front desk, or if you're actually a patient, or if you're hanging out with the Facebook people, they'll love to help you. There's hundreds of them on there just waiting to help someone. So go there and ask around. You'll get help. You'll get guidance, and they'll tell you their stories. So then after you get really good control of your pain, inflammation, and your fibro, then you can consider going off your antidepressants, pain meds, all that. But talk to your doctor first. They can help you get off of it. Slowly. So 23, the last one. Any place I can get information on this process for fibro. Yeah, that Facebook page. Yeah.
Yep.
The 7,000 plus members will jump all over you. Help you like crazy.
Yeah.
So
go to the danpursermd.com/fibromyalgia. That's got everything written up. A lot of what we've talked about tonight links right to the Facebook page, links to the low copper diet, even a link if you can schedule a free consult with Lois.
Yeah.
To get going.
After you tried the diet for a while.
Yeah.
Just give it a whirl, then set that up with it's free.
Yeah.
She'll guide you.
Yeah.
A lot. So this is all available on the TikTok store.
On TikTok shop, on physiciandesign.com, everywhere, and Amazon. Yep.
TikTok store, yeah.
Everywhere.
Amazon. Is there a Facebook store?
No, Facebook doesn't allow supplements to be sold. Interesting enough. Yeah.
Oh, even more so that's biotech level.
Yeah. You can
And
run
Argolithium is
ads.
pharma level.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's
It's
really
the
too
only
bad.
one, the oral one in the world that works. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have questions, are there any questions?
There's a few.
The 3 people that are listening.
Yeah, we have less reviewers today. We're doing it at a very different time than what we normally do, but that's all good. How long can a flare last?
It'll last for an hour or 2 if you jump all over it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can last for days and weeks.
Yeah.
You get overloaded on copper.
Do you want to say anything about POTS? Does this relate?
The intracellular vitamin panel definitely does. Let's say 98% of my POTS cases, when I do that CMA on them, they have an intracellular iron deficiency. I know the doctors look for that. They're looking for serum iron deficiencies. Mm-hmm. Intracellular will show up days, weeks, months. I don't know about years earlier than they will on serum levels. So it's a lot more sensitive to us. I had normal serum levels of iron. The testing all came back normal, iron and ferritin. When I did the CMA the first time, I had a really low iron deficiency. I thought I had a brain tumor.
Yeah.
The vertigo was so severe, the fatigue, the brain fog was so awful.
Wow.
Don't donate blood.
Yeah. Someone was asking about what my symptoms are during a flare-up. My 2 are back pain upper and mid lower back pain, just the whole place all the time, and then gut issues, gastrointestinal issues.
Oh.
Yeah, and that for me always that's exactly it. I don't really get pains anywhere else but my back.
I know your mom gets them in her arms and legs. She just hurts. She just miserably hurts all over.
Yeah. Okay, got 2 more questions. Real quick, someone's asking about mast cell activation syndrome. Where can they go? What can they do for that?
Funny you'd ask me about that. Who is that? Who's that?
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
That's all it says, yeah. And
Yeah.
we'll get to you. The other one asking about orthostatic hypotension. We'll get to that next.
Oh, that's kind of down the. That's iron maybe again too.
Okay.
Yeah. SOD3 stabilizes mast cells. So if you have mast cell activation syndrome, it won't cure you. It will help your symptoms a lot. But the SOD booster we have is pretty dramatic.
Yeah. No, it's the next one in this lineup, right alongside the glutathione and copper balance. I'd always take SOD booster.
Well, yeah, our SOD booster has SOD2 in it too. In case you have a SOD2 problem, congenital fibro.
Yeah.
It's a copper zinc SOD helps correct all that too.
Yeah.
It can be the missing piece for some of you.
That's what's crazy. There's similar deficiencies that seem to cause a lot of different issues in people. Someone was asking about the correlation of MTHFR and insulin resistance, and if there are any correlations between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, MTHFR causes B12 deficiencies on an intracellular basis, and B12 deficiencies will highly affect insulin receptor function, causing insulin receptor failure or dysfunction, which is really the insulin resistance you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, there's several other correlations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You want to really improve your insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, get a CMA and have someone do that for you. And look, because there's a number of deficiencies that will affect insulin receptor function. I've seen patients go from a 10 on their hemoglobin A1C to a 5, just dealing with the deficiencies on their CMA.
Wow.
From high to normal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we want to say anything about the orthostatic hypotension? You just keep asking.
I worry about iron.
Worry about iron?
Yeah, but I get CMA and see what that's going on first.
Look at all the
several things that can cause weird hypotension problems.
Yeah. Interesting.
Have your doctor look at all that first, and if you can't figure it out, call me.
Yeah. With the vast majority of our patients that we see, the first thing we'll recommend them is always get the CMA.
It's where the rubber meets the road. It's where your genetics meet real life. It's where your genetics meet the real world.
Yeah.
They cause a lot of deficiencies.
Yep.
See it over and over again.
So yeah, look up the CMA testing on danpursermd.com. Give the office a call if you have questions about it. Otherwise, we have the bundles now. So you buy the testing with a 30-minute consult with Dr. Purser. Excellent way to go. Jump on our books. I know we've had a couple people asking too, what can I do in the meantime while they're waiting for their appointment, whatever else.
With what?
They didn't.
With the CMA? We should be calling you if you have any severe deficiencies. We started this about a month ago. So maybe you're outside of that. But we call you if you have any severe deficiencies and to get you started right away. Especially if you're 2 or 3 or 4 weeks out, we're calling.
Yeah.
We get hold of you quick.
Yep. We're trying to get much quicker turnaround with everything.
That test is more than 3 times as much when Gary Brecker does it than when we do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now, what's so interesting, on the back end of your appointment, you essentially write a book for each patient.
Have to. It takes me a couple hours, but I do one for everyone.
Yeah, each patient is different, and they'll need their own personalized nutrient.
It's really nutritional. All this is really just nutritional counseling.
Yeah.
Just with the twist of a lot of education behind it.
Yeah. The cool thing with the CMAs too is that they can be shipped worldwide now.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Indonesia, Singapore, Japan. I think
Across Europe too. Yeah.
Yeah, Europe, anywhere in Europe. Yeah. Yeah, those Olympic athletes should be calling me. The ones that are retired, call us. We'll see that CMA.
Yeah.
Watch some more questions pop up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find any good ones. I mean, they're all good ones, but what's the most we can do right now? Yeah, more people are always asking about mast cells activation syndrome. Any testing they can do for it?
Yeah, you get that alpha antitryptase enzyme test. You have to have that going on, and but a lot of people who are positive for that. You get an extra enzyme, so you're making double the alpha antitryptase or antitrypsin enzyme, but a lot of people do that, but not all of them have mast cell activation syndrome. I'm telling you, it's the SOD3 is the big problem.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what sets it apart. And SOD boosters, which is a biotech product we developed, with lots of SOD gens. We're gonna try it if you want. No guarantees, but you might see really nice improvement.
Yeah. No, that one is very interesting.
Like 4 to 8 a
yeah,
day.
Yeah, exactly.
So with the next batch, we're massively incricing.
We're gonna double the dose.
Double
how
the
much
dose
SOD is in there?
in each cell, in each capsule.
Yep.
Capsule.
From 5 milligrams to 10 milligrams
Yeah,
per.
it's like 100. We're instead of 120 capsules in the bottle, people were taking a lot of the capsules, like 10 a day. We're gonna cut that way down.
Yeah. No, and I'm one of those people. Sometimes I'll take 5+ at a time.
I take 10 some days.
And it works.
Oh.
It's weird how it works.
Oh.
Because normally you just jump onto like Advil or something to try to just get through the day, but no, go with something natural your body really needs.
Well, it's the root cause of inflammation in your body. Superoxides.
Superoxides, yep.
We'll have to do a talk about that.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're good to wrap on up.
Thank you. Love you guys. Get better. Sorry I'm tired.
Yeah, it's all good.
Long day.
Okay, Facebook, we'll catch you guys